now will open the for questions. If anyone has any question, please raise your hand. Yes.
Nikos Koyos, the main editor of Pemptusia. I have a question for Ms. Alvanoa. I have heard your speech and would like to ask the following question. In international forum, as regards international forum and the de-radicalization, what have other religions offered to this dialogue, and has the Orthodox Church offered something, or has the Orthodox thesis stance been expressed? Thank you very much for the question. Islamic communities are particularly active in this topic because Islamic extremism is a hot topic in Europe. Therefore, there have been communities and community leaders that have taken the leadership and promote a different image of Islam. So we can see different representatives of such communities. As to the Orthodox churches, I haven't seen any contribution, at least in the RAM I participate in. The initiative of Pemptusia has been very positive because in a secular Europe that does not want to listen to the divine discourse, when this page was presented, they understood its importance. They understood that Orthodoxy has a word to say. And thus, a podium was created in order to create a particular pillar within the RAM about communities. Also, Metania was a word that is very problematic, and its meaning has also been discussed. Metania as a change of the way of life is much closer to what the European Union wants to do. So we have seen some steps from the side of the Islamic communities, and it is time that we also become active. My name is Vasilis Masoulas. I wanted to ask Deacon Johanna Siren from Finland. I was positively impressed by the way you have organized yourselves at IT and technological level in Finland, with the central administration of the church, with the specific sites, the specific content, the specific human resources behind it, and also the other churches with the corresponding tools. So what would you propose if you reorganized the whole thing now? What would you recommend the others? What would you recommend to us that we are trying to organize it now? What would you recommend us to do? What would you do better?
I say our approach is to assess the needs, look at what what our needs are, what we need to communicate. For example, when we decided to go on Facebook, we took Facebook as our tool to create a place of a low threshold for people, an easy approach for people to ask questions and get information, because it's difficult for many people to ask a priest or call a priest or send email, but well, actually sending email is easier, as you can see from the blog, and sending a Facebook message is even easier, and that's why we created the official Facebook profile. And there was a need that had to be met, and that's how we did it. We assessed the needs that we had and tried to decide how we could meet the needs with the resources that we had available. We haven't been able to do everything we wanted because we don't have the resources available.
I would like to thank Dr. Maria Alvano. She has to leave. She has to catch a plane. Thank you for your brilliant presentation.
Εγώ ευχαριστώ. Καλή συνέχεια και Χριστός Ανέστη.
Thank you very much, and Christ has risen.
Any other question?
One last question, για να προχωρήσουμε και στην στρογγυλή τράπεζα. Ναι, μία τελευταία ερώτηση.
Στην κυρία Αλβανού.
So, last question to Ms. Alvanou. You speak about the aggressive explanation of Islam or distortion. Is there an Islam that is not aggressive? I am an educator at the hospital Hagia Sophia. We have there different children of immigrants. They have this idea about Islam. To my mind, they have a completely different idea about maltreatment, the position of women. And as an educator, as a teacher, I would like to say more, but you're leaving, and I will answer your question. It is a challenge for me to answer. I have lived in countries where there is a very powerful Islamic community. I have lived in countries where there is a conflict with the Islamic community, within the Islamic community. There is a portion of the Islamic community that is aggressive. However, there is another portion that is not, and I cannot believe that all Muslims maltreat their children or are extremists or have this bad behavior towards women. We have Muslim communities right now in Germany and Scandinavia with very progressive mentality. There are parents that love their parents everywhere. And if you search for websites, word for word, if you take sacred, the Holy Scriptures, there may be, you may find things that can be interpreted in an aggressive way. There are Muslims that are aggressive to women, to children. I think that you can find points in favor of social peace in all the religions. You can find elements of aggressive behavior in all religions. The history and culture of each country proves whether religious tradition has cultivated another climate. However, I wouldn't like to condemn any community, any religion without its distinction.
What's next?
Ναι, απλά να πω ότι είπε ο Σεβασμιώτος.
His Eminence said that this topic is beyond the conference, and I wanted to add that the distortion of the Quran in certain extracts leads people to become fanatic, but most of the Muslims are not like that. And I think that Ms. Alvanou did very well to distinguish the two. And now we finish with a panel discussion.